Hey, big spenders and no spenders. Woody says hi. Woody says, I'll knock you down. He's not very hospitable. He shouldn't be out here. Hi, no spenders. Since this week, last week, sometime the last week of May, so last week, was the first anniversary of 6 Days on the Road, I decided I'm going to let everybody see this week's video. No reason. I literally just decided as I hit the button. Hi, little man. And I have a helper. Yeah. I have, he helps me pack the box of sadness. He's just standing here to the side being nice for once. Don't anticipate that to stay that way. No. So, what's up this week? I cannot believe a week ago today I was on a plane coming back from California. It feels like forever ago, and like I should still be there both. Time moves weird when there's traveling happening and traveling coming up, because right now I feel like I have like a year until Solid Sound. It's less than a month. Bless you. God. And I have 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks until I go to Tulsa. As I do, or well, not just Tulsa. This year I'm also going to Oklahoma City and Okemah like I did last year for Woody Guthrie Poets. I'm reading in Tulsa, but there are readings in Oklahoma City on Friday night and Okemah, Oklahoma on Saturday morning. That's Woody's hometown. And then in Tulsa on Sunday afternoon. And so I'm always excited about that. I talked to a new friend last week. She's someone I know through Wilco stuff. And one of these people that I've seen her on social media for years. Oh, God, Woody. Causing an avalanche by stepping on what he's not supposed to step on. Maybe I should clean my desk. That's not happening. Yeah. Anyway, Jerry posted on Facebook the other day in a Solid Sound group that I'm in about how she and her husband were in Tulsa last weekend and went to the Woody Guthrie Center, and she was singing the praises of my friend Sam, who works at the center and is one of my favorite people in the world. And I got so excited about it and all of it, because Solid Sound is Woody, not the cat. There's a poster just over by that Wilco one. I can't. Anyway, you could get this every week for as little as like $6 a month. Okay, subscriptions are dropping. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, talking to Jerry got me all excited about Tulsa, which it's like I've been there over 20 times in the last 14, not even 14, 12 years. How can I get excited about? So I still do. There's a new exhibit at the Woody Guthrie Center I'm really excited to see. And another friend of mine, Amy, was also in Tulsa, and she mentioned a really good new restaurant. It's like, oh, I want to try that. Anyway, but yeah, with Solid Sound being so Woody-centric, and with that, I know I dropped the news last week in the video, but since I'm opening this one to everybody, I got my press pass for Solid Sound. I'm still waiting to get an actual assignment for it. I'm waiting on an editor in Tulsa, and granted, I pitched them long before the festival, so that means they've got time. So hey, I got my Express Pass secured. I'm good. That's all. I'm happy with that. Uh, Anything that comes beyond that is icing on the cake. And I'm hoping that icing will be some interviews that I can use in my book. Um, and I'm at a point with travel and writing and just life in general where it's like big things are about to happen, it feels like. And is that, whoa, that big thing is my cat jumping at length. Okay. And here comes my dog. Everybody's here today. But yeah, um, it's shaping up to be a very interesting summer. And I'm already starting to think about fall travels and how to make things happen for that, because fall concert announcements are happening. And uh, I have a ticket to see Slater Kenny and Liz Phair in Los Angeles in September. And I'm hoping that works out. What that is going to depend on at length is I have an appointment after I get back from Tulsa in mid-July with a vestibular therapist or a vestibular specialist. I've already seen the vestibular therapist. And we'll hopefully get some solid answers beyond, well, it looks like it could be this, in regards to my migraines and these episodes of incredible exhaustion and nausea and throwing up and vertigo that prevent me from doing so much. Like I said in one of the posts I made about my LA trip, the more I think about it, it was something that I said just kind of off the cuff when I was talking to a friend about having missed 2 of the concerts that I went to LA with plans to see. And that at least I tried. I would be more disappointed if I'd sat home and said, no, I'm sickly. Can't do it. Okay, so I might be sickly 2 out of 3 times when I'm there, but at least I'm there. And at least getting something out of my life other than what I've done since I got home, which is pretty much sit in my living room and sleep. God, I have slept so much since I got back. It's like my body stores it up and I have to catch up. But I'm getting back, well, I'm getting back to normal, which I am. When I stood up to come back to my desk, vertigo. But I didn't throw up. Anyway, this is a travel site, not a throw up site. Yeah. So, travel stuff. Interesting stuff from Southwest. I have not written about this Southwest experience. That started 2 weeks ago. I'm going to post it on the site, but I'm also kind of waiting because, one, the trip is more interesting than Southwest policy stuff. But Southwest has made some changes to their recently changed customer of size policy. And they made the changes, from what I've read. When I flew out to LA, it was under the rules that they stated in January. And when I came back, it was under the new rules. And I had a really bad experience this time on the trip out. That was bad enough to prompt me to write to Southwest and say, yeah, you got an employee you might need to check, because it was some pretty blatant fat phobia and some pretty blatant twisting of the rules to try to get me to buy another ticket. And I called him out on it, and he was a dick about it. As in, he told me that my Southwest account Which one? I don't know. I have their Rapid Rewards frequent flyer account. I have a Southwest credit card. What account? My account that I booked my flight. I don't know. But some secret account somewhere with my name on it has a mark on it telling them to never sell me a single seat, that I have to buy 2 seats. Yeah, it's bullshit. This went down, like I said, the flight before they made these recent changes, which it's not a return to the old policy, but it's a nudge towards it. And I keep seeing people posting about, well, it's not the same as it used to be, and it's not. In theory, it's not. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. This is something I learned in flying since the policy changed. I talked a few weeks ago about how before I flew to Hartford in April, I was kind of freaked out about what I was going to be dealing with policy-wise. So I called Southwest customer service the day of my flight and told them, hey, I'm freaking out. This is why. And I noticed that the customer service rep that I talked to, who was very kind, very attentive to what I was saying, kept saying, if you buy the second seat as the policy states, if there is one single seat available, there's one empty seat on that plane, you get a refund. And I was arguing that it's like, yeah, but it's a sold out flight. Sold out and one empty seat are 2 different things. What I've learned, and I'm sure this isn't just Southwest, this is probably other airlines too, can't vouch for that. If Southwest employee asked me to vouch for this, I'd probably have to say, that's what I was told. Because that's what it was. A flight attendant told me they keep 6 seats empty at the back of the plane. If you go onto Southwest to get your assigned seat, you'll notice that one of the back rows, all the way across, all 6 seats, will be X'd out. That's not purchased. They reserve those seats for situations like minor passenger flying alone. If they need to be watched a little closer, it's easier to do it from the back of the plane than the front. They use it if they need to separate passengers, and they use it in cases like mine for customers of size. Every flight, I flew 4 flights with this LA trip. There was an empty seat on every one because of that row. There was at least, I did not sit directly next to anyone on any flight. Even on the flights where they were asking people to stay back. Just a little something to keep in mind if you or someone you love is traveling while fat, that there's your loophole. There's your loophole in the Southwest customer size policy. They have extra seats. So, and again, it's not written in the rules. It's just one of their policies. I had been told before the change went into effect, also by a Southwest rep, I was just visiting with at a gate. I think it was when I was coming home from Monterey, at Oakland. And she was just like, yeah, things are going to change. Not going to be great. But you'll find the way. That's the way I think. So, I didn't tell you. Or maybe I did. I don't care. Just know that if you're flying as a customer of size, or if you have loved ones who are, to don't let Southwest policy freak you out too much. It doesn't look great in writing, but in the reality of it, it's still pretty much the same down to the bone. So, but we'll see. Like I said, they announced the changes this week, that they're going back to, basically they're making it so that nobody at the airport or the gate has to make the call on whether you are the right or wrong size. That will be done on the plane. My experience has been, almost every time I've had a problem with the customer size policy, it's been with customer service agents, not flight attendants. Although my last flight last week, well, my first flight of the day coming home last Tuesday, I was getting on the plane, and we were leaving from Burbank, which doesn't have jetways because it's nice, beautiful California. You don't need jetways. They put up like a ramp at the front door and stairs at the back door, so you can get on the plane or off the plane on either end, and it's really a nice little thing. But I was sitting towards the back, and I knew I couldn't handle stairs and my carry-on and my personal item, which was a weekender bag. I knew going upstairs in the sun with those, at that point in the day, I had very little sleep the night before. I knew it would make me sick. So I took the ramp, and I got about halfway down the aisle in the plane, and the vertigo hit. It's the first time I've had it hit on a plane. And then flight attendant swooped in, and it's like, "Oh, can I help you?" I'm like, "Yeah." She helped with my luggage, which was huge. That made a huge difference. Thank you. Then that was one of the most turbulent flights I've ever been on. And it was it was LA to Phoenix. I had a layover in Phoenix. And it was so turbulent. Usually turbulence does not bother me, but this was enough that it was setting off. My equilibrium was gone. I had no sense of balance. We're done. So, got to Phoenix, got to my gate, and during my layover, had the realization, it's like, I probably should tell one of my flight attendants, "Hey, I have a medical condition. Worst, it's probably not gonna cause any problem, but this is what happened last flight." And so I got on the plane, and when I get on the plane, the first stewardess I meet, oh my God, what century am I in? First flight attendant that I meet, I'm like, "Hi, how are you doing? When you get a chance, can you do me a favor? I would like to get a seatbelt extender, please." I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. Actually, that wasn't going to be my first question this time. My first question this time is going to be, "Hey, I have a slight medical thing that you all should probably know about." And I got the first part of the sentence out of my mouth, and she said, "Did you buy 2 seats?" I said, "Well, I have 2 seats," because I didn't know it, but Southwest had changed their policy, and they had given me boarding passes to reserve my second seat that I didn't really need, but I'll take it. Like, yes, but that's not what my question was about. It's like, "Well, here, take this seatbelt extender." It's the first time I've had a seatbelt extender thrust at me without asking for one. Don't like it. Don't like it. You could tell she was not in the mood, and neither was I. And I said, actually, it's not about anything customer of size related. I have a medical issue I need to alert you to. And she's like, oh, what row are you in? And I told her, she's like, you need to talk to a flight attendant back there. Gladly. So anyway, yeah, they still need to tweak some of their customer service things. But overall, I hope this is good news for flyers, travelers, wannabe hopeful travelers who are afraid to get on a plane. That Southwest is starting to see the error of the policy they instated in January, and we're starting to see ways of working around it, and here's some ways you can work around it, and I hope it helps. I've gone on for 20 minutes, man. I'm giving the freebies all the good stuff today. um, hey, yeah. Speaking of which, I love that I have been writing this Substack for over a year now, and I'm really excited. I want to go through my archives and see what I can pull and possibly publish elsewhere. If there's anything good in there. And also, hey, I'm still pretty much unemployed. Substack brings in a tiny, until yesterday, the day before, I was making 4 figures on Substack, but one person unsubscribed, and now I'm back down to 3. I would love your subscriptions. I would love you dearly for subscribing. I love you even if you don't. But $6 a month. You don't have to do anything other than cancel it if you decide you don't want it. I don't give away a lot of stuff because I don't have much to give. But I try to do these weekly updates. I usually succeed. And I throw out a playlist. I'm still working on the new one. It just hasn't been coming to me, and I think it's because I've been listening to nothing but Bruce Springsteen and the Afghan Wigs. And I mean, if you want that, I've already posted a Springsteen playlist for paid subscribers like last year, almost a year ago. But yeah, I'm working on a summer road trip piece, and yeah, if you get a paid subscription between now and the end of July, you will receive a selection of souvenirs, probably mostly kind of cheesy, from my upcoming Solid Sound road trip. So that could include goodies from Ohio, Indiana, Cleveland, Dayton. I won't be sending any Cincinnati chili to anyone. Pennsylvania, Buffalo, upstate New York. Anyway, but yeah, and northwestern Massachusetts in the Berkshire Mountains. It'll be goodies like stickers and postcards and magnets and just the wonderful dumb shit that we used to be able to get at like Stuckey's. Maybe you'll get a salted nut log, who knows. So anyway, that's my pitch. And I know we're all broke, but that's all right. We're broke, but we make things happen. And on that note, love you all. Thank you for your support, whether it's paid or unpaid subscription, or you just click whenever I post on Facebook or whatever. I appreciate it. I so appreciate your eyes on my writing. Money's great, but I do okay without it. And, but yeah, I really, the readership really means a lot to me. So thank you. Love you. Safe travels. Bye bye.